grew up, my parents loved the arts, and I grew up reading books about artists and paintings, and the Asheville Arts Center was, I went there when it was in front of the old Y at the Y at Asheville, so I was introduced to the arts, very early in life, and my mother's she's a good artist herself. She's always taking classes and stuff, so she's very good. And so I just naturally kind of enjoyed looking at books of painters and stuff. I remember when I was 9 or 10, I think I liked Henri Rousseau. He was a lot of, yeah. And then that just continued and through school, and so by college, I was able to go on an abroad program between junior and senior year of high school. We went to England, and I got to see we went to the cathedrals, and I enjoyed the stained glass windows. So, so then I just decided in college, before college that, so by then, in 17 or 18, I really wanted to paint specifically. I like painting. So.
When did you discover you could paint? Because I like artwork too, but I sure wouldn't want anybody to be exposed to my work.
Well, that's wrong to begin with. Practice makes perfect. But, I probably freshman year in high school, I took a class from the instructor at Harbor. I mean, we had our class, and we were doing, I think, one of the lighthouses or something. And all of a sudden I thought, boy, this looks like a lighthouse, and everything. It was watercolor. So I thought, oh, this is something, after it was done, I was intently following her directions, and after it was done, I said, oh, this looks pretty cool, And then, so I never really thought whether I could or couldn't do it, except that I realized that color was a nice attribute to have. When I saw the stained glass windows and the beautiful colors of the sun that would come through. So I think probably then, I think it was in my teens. So I enjoy, when I went to college, I had a very good instructor, and he was one of the op art pioneers. And so I picked up abstract art at that time. He was, he was actually one of the op art pioneers in the world. But I had him 5 years after. So, and I enjoyed, we go to the Cleveland Museum of Art, which is so fortunate to be close to.
Yes.
And although
place.
It's wonderful. Although they didn't have a lot of the more contemporary modern paintings, this would be the 70s probably mostly. I enjoyed the ones they had, Jackson Pollock, all the splash paintings. So they were very dramatic, and they were a change, and their colors were usually important too. So I continued on. I was able to finish college and have my studio art degree, and from there I mistakenly thought that I could go to New York and become a famous artist in 4 months. So I went to New York for 4 months.
New York City? Or?
New York City.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was an experience. I was in a co-op, and but it was way beyond my abilities, my comprehension, my I just kind of tanked.
And pocketbook too, I would imagine.
My pocketbook. Also, to be quite honest, I was going through a depression and anxiety the last couple years in college. It was painting and art was wonderful, and that I was able to express myself. But I also had classic symptoms of we know these days, but that would have been in the early 70s, mid 70s. So I did come home here. Yeah.
So is art therapy at all then, or was it?
So I think art's therapy all the time, as well as I think it's a little bit of everything, which is why I think most people enjoy it, really. So there's certainly a discipline to it, and I've gone back just the last couple years. I was getting close to 60, so I thought, well, I think I'm going to challenge myself and try to get a little more newer techniques and see what it's like. And
So you stepped away from it for a while?
no, I stepped away from it when I was ill, and then came back in my 30s after my depression, anxiety had been, I'd learned how to cope with that and gotten a lot of help and support from everybody.
So what do you use for inspiration? Because it's kind of an eclectic. You've got like some nature scenes here and some animals and very colorful, and then you got some that are more black and white or grayish kind of stuff. So it kind of runs the gamut. Where do you get your inspiration?
Well, sometimes I just have to look out my front door or my door, but through the years I've always enjoyed nature. My mother was born and brought up in Hawaii in the, she won't want me to say, but in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So,
was she there at Pearl Harbor?
She was. Huh? My mother was, if she'd gone to school, the school would have, they bombed on Sunday. If she would have been in school Monday, they would have all been gone.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've heard a lot of stories and seriousness about it. So they'll be coming back from Tucson today.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, so. And I always like color because we go back and visit Hawaii, and that painting over there with the flowers is a good example. I just love color, and I don't know why those things happen.
You ever walking down the street or driving a car and you think of I got to make a mental note of that?
Oh yes, too often. Too often sometimes. Yes. So, but I have gone to Lakeland Community College right down the street from me in Willoughby, just a couple classes the last 2 years to kind of, in painting too, to kind of pick up, and some drawing classes again there. Got a couple credits just to feel like, just to keep in the flow. So I've really been seriously painting again the last 25 or 6 years, and I was able to get it into quite a few Cleveland shows, and also for a while in the late 90s I had a few paintings in Coventry, Dobama Theater. They have a nice, they have that nice hallway when you go in. I had some there 10, 12 years ago, and then so I had little things there, and also the last 9.5 years till 2 years ago, I had a small studio gallery space that I rented on the west side of Painesville, near where I live, on Mentor Avenue, and that was nice. I had hours, and I was able to have guest artists, and I was also able to paint. I had a studio space in back, and that was really nice. I got to meet more of the public because I lived there many years, and a few artists. Maybe I helped them sell a few paintings. So.
You bring that up, and it's maybe kind of a crass question, but can you make money at it?
You can certainly. I don't know about you. I mean, for me,
can one make money?
For me, as it sounds like, I had certainly encouragement and some financial support from my family, and all along. Just enough to kind of continue to encourage me. And yes, you can sell paintings, you can make money. It's very hard to budget because 1 month, even if you're a very good artist, only if you're a pretty good artist, you might sell a $1,000 painting, $2,000, $3,000 one month, and you might not sell anything for a couple months. Now, I do believe the internet, Craigslist and all those things on the internet. Etsy's very good. They've helped.
There are a lot of venues and there are a lot of artists in Ashtabula County, though. There's the new art gallery what opened on Bridge Street in the harbor.
Yes.
And but there's always art shows here, and there's art shows at the Ashtabula Arts Center.
There are.
And
yes.
There's something at the Geneva Lodge recently.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And there are some local artist groups. Lakeshore artists meet at the Ashtabula Arts Center quite a bit, and I think they have a May show coming up. Well, I know they do because I'm a member. They have their May show coming up at the Ashtabula Arts Center in May. And the Ashtabula Arts Center has been wonderful. They have such a wonderful space. And Kilpie Hall here is just lovely, you know. I mean, my friends come from Painesville and Manor and stuff, and they love it here, you know. It's just such a special place. The track lighting is so wonderful, and it's really the highlight of what I like to do, you know. It's a lot of fun. So I agree with you. I think there's fine artists and art venues in Ashtabula. I don't know to be quite frank, I don't know if art's taken quite as seriously by the public, bless them, who have been very supportive of me and many artists, as a occupation and as an uplifting treasure in life. And that's partly because we have to charge money. And I certainly understand that, so.
And your items all here are for sale.
They are indeed. We've sold a couple at the opening. Ashtabula Arts Center and Conneaut Arts Center here on the way east side of Cleveland are one of the few and best art centers in greater northeastern Ohio. There are several. There's Beck Center on the west side of Cleveland and Lakewood, and that's very nice.